I don't believe in using drugs for treating ADHD. If you have an ADHD brain, you have a superpower, and that pharmaceutical crap is not going to help you harness it. You can harness the power of your ADHD brain by designing systems that match how you process information. That's what it's all about, baby. Keep things visible. You have to keep things visible so you don't forget shit. Your ADHD brain is bouncing a lot of stuff around, so it's easy to forget things you got to take care of, especially if it's something that requires a lot of work or your brain has convinced you that the task requires a lot of work when it doesn't. A few months back, I had discovered that a checking account at a local credit union that I hardly use was some kind of premium checking account that charges a monthly fee if your balance falls under a certain amount. So I told myself, whoa, I'm gonna have to either switch to a different account or close the account altogether because I barely use it anyway. Well, what do you guys think I did? Do you think I went over to the credit union to get that matter handled? No, I got ADHD, bitch. You guys know what I did. I put it on the to-do list in my mind. I didn't even write it down. I just put it in the old memory bank like, yeah, I gotta resolve that, at some time. For those of you watching who have ADHD, you already know what happened. I forgot that shit. A couple months later, I get a notice in the mail saying that the account is overdrawn. Ain't that about a bitch? I don't got that kind of money to spare. I'm broke as a joke out here. But therein lies the problem. I didn't write it down and keep it visible, and so naturally, it just got lost in the shuffle of my mind until I got that account overdrawn notice. Keep your tasks visible so they don't get lost and cost you. Break apart large projects. With an ADHD brain, one of the hardest things to do is get started. I mean, it's a bitch, man. Even on projects you want to do, it's hard to get started. Now, besides just using raw willpower and telling yourself, something that can help is breaking large projects into 15-minute subtasks. Set a timer and get to it. Get a partner. It could be easier to tackle frustrating or tedious work alongside someone else. Back in college, if I had a paper or a large project, I would go to the library on campus to work. Even if I wasn't directly working with another person, just being around other people who were studying and getting their work done kept me focusing. You can actually do something like this via virtual co-working. They got apps like FocusMate where you join a session with somebody, you guys tell each other what you guys are working on, they'll do their thing, you do yours, and at the end of the session, you guys check in with each other to share what you accomplished. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Extra stimulation. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm working on stuff, I gotta have other stuff happening in the background. Ambiance, music, TV, movies, documentary. Yes, at times it can distract you, so you might want to go for something like music with no words, classical or jazz or any type of ambiance music. But if you do it like me where you have movies and shit going on, what I do is, it'll be something I've seen a million times, so it doesn't distract me as much. Like the movie Jurassic Park. I've seen it so many times, I know the movie by heart. I'll just have it playing in the background while I'm working. Now, admittedly, there are scenes that'll steal my attention every now and then. But other than that, I'm good and I can focus. Time blindness. You gotta keep track of time when you have ADHD. Me, I've often gotten distracted by social media, other unsavory aspects of the internet. I'll talk about that in future videos. Fellas, compulsively watching explicit online content is a self-destructive habit that we have to break if we're gonna take back control of our lives. But in addition to all the instant dopamine available to us, I also daydream way too much. So I lose a lot of time while awake. I call them conscious blackouts. To limit these, we gotta keep track of time, or it will steamroll over us. I'm sure it's happened to you multiple times where you'll be like, wait a minute, what have I done over these past few hours? Well, like it doesn't make any sense. Time flew and you didn't get nothing done, or very little compared to how much time passed. What I've been doing is setting alarms every 30 minutes. Yeah, I know, but that's how bad it is with me. I need to know every 30 minutes if I'm on task or not. Obviously, this is not while I'm at work, but let's say I get home at 5 p.m. The alarms are gonna be 5:30, 6, 6:30, etc. up until when I go to bed. So if your focus is as messed up like mine, think about setting alarms to remind your ADHD ass to get back to work. Thanks for watching.